but you're back in shape now?
Back in shape, buddy. Keep myself back. I had lost 40 pounds, man. I put about 20 of them back, and I feel good the way I am right now. Keep myself nice and trim. Keep myself fit, ready to go, man. Keep working out. Keep my muscles going. Keep on going every day, man.
How old are you?
How young am I?
How young are you?
I'm 70. I'm 78 years young.
78.
78 years young. You know what? There's a lot of guys out there that even half my age can't keep up with me. Because you know what? I love to work out. And I get on sometimes, I get on my speed bag here, and I work out on my speed bag on a regular basis. And I really love it. So this is my speed bag here. I don't want to keep going. I want to show you young guys, but I still stay a little bit of shape.
Are you still in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I am.
Is that your gym or is that your home?
This is my gym.
And you know, I'm a lot younger than you, and I can't do what you're doing.
Well, you better go outside going to the gym, buddy.
But I love to eat. And that's quite a man cave you got there. That's amazing. That boxing memorabilia is quite special.
Yeah, I got baseball. I got a football. I got it all. You know, I got boxing.
Wow.
Roberto Duran.
Wow.
Yeah, this is where I work out.
I guess that's part of the motivation there, right?
Yeah, this is my man cave.
That's your man cave.
Yeah.
Well, that's more like a boxing museum.
Yeah.
And it motivates you or what? Does it motivate you?
Oh, yeah. You know, once you keep on working out, you stay, active. And my grandson here, he's at Purdue University. He's playing football there now.
Wow.
Yeah, Bryce Hampton, you'll be seeing him September 3rd, playing in September 1st. They're playing against Michigan State. So that's one of my youngest grandchildren.
Amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. You know, the last time we spoke to you, you were here in Toronto. You were here for the. Oh, that's a nice flag. Is that flag signed by Felix Trinidad?
Trinidad's over here.
Wow. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. You even got Rocky Balboa, eh?
Yeah. I got Rocky where we did the Rocky movie right there.
Mason Dixon?
Yeah. Antonio Tower.
What was that like?
It was nice. It was a great experience. Calzaghe and Hopkins.
You've done so many great fights, so many big fights. Tell us about that Hopkins Kawasaki fight.
Yeah, it was.
What do you remember most about that fight?
That was a hell of a fight. Calzaghe Hopkins. It was a great fight. It was a fight that that was one of Calzaghe's last fights before he retired. He retired undefeated with 50-0. I remember doing his fight when he beat Chris Eubank to win his first title. And here he is, now retired and enjoying life.
You've done so many big fights. Which is the one that stands out the most for you? The most special, biggest fight ever?
I'll say there's been several, but I'll give you three of my top. One was Chavez with De La Hoya. The first one, it was Chavez and Haugen, 132,000 fans in Mexico City. And Roberto Duran, I ran Barkley. I can go on more and more. I mean, I refereed Tyson 8 times, with Larry Holmes, and including his last fight with Kevin McBride. I remember with the Kevin McBride fight with Mike Tyson right here, I had to take 2 points from him for headbutting McBride. I got him by the wrist, and I'm walking to the judges at 2 points for headbutt, and that was his last fight. It was sorry to do that, but I got to do my job as a referee. And I like Mike Tyson, a good guy. And when he gets a little frustrated and freaking out, he starts going crazy. When he started butting McBride, Holyfield, so when he bit his ear, that was Mills Lane was the referee for that. But
Yes.
Mike Tyson said, if I would have been in there, that would have never happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, because he said Holyfield was headbutting him intentionally, and the referee
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything, so he got pissed off and bit his ear to stop him, to stop the momentum. Big mistake, but that happened.
So what? Let's say you were working that Tyson Holyfield fight, the famous one with the bite. What would have Joe Cortez done?
I would have made sure he had.
Like that.
I would have made sure that he had his dinner before the fight, so he won't be hungry in the ring. No, but the thing is to take control in the dressing room and tell them, hey, listen, I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all time. If you start committing any fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct, I have to take points or disqualify you. You understand that? Making sure that he gets it in his head. And then when in our ring, we went over the rules of the dressing room. Give me a clean fight. Remember, good sportsmanlike conduct, guys. No disqualification. Touch him up, and before you know it, you get a little bit better control that way. You see something going wrong, you stop the action right away. If you want to take points, take him off right away. This way, you make sure that they understand that you're not playing around. But something you let it go too long and it gets out of control, then it's too late.
You're also a fighter, so you know what it's like to be a fighter.
Yeah, it was. Here's pictures of me there. That's it. That's in Madison Square Garden. Two fights the same night in Madison Square Garden. You see that I stopped that guy there and knocked this guy out for the championship. Now these are for the Eastern Golden Glove Championship. You don't fight twice in one day anymore. But back in those days, you had to fight twice. And I became Eastern champion along with my brother Mike. And then we went on to Chicago to fight for the national championship, which is that fight right there. And that's the guy that beat Emmanuel Stewart. Manny Stewart got beaten by Oscar German. And I beat Oscar German for the Intercity Golden Glove Championships. There, I was a young teenager there, 17 years old, with little hair on my head like that. And
Wow.
with my brother Mike. From there, we went out to Chicago to fight for the national championship.
Wow.
Yeah, but then I turned pro. Box Fest got me for 12-1. I had 18-1 because I had some fights in Mexico that were not recorded back in those days. But I did okay as a fighter. I never got hurt, never got dropped. I never got cut. So I was pretty lucky. My name of the game for me was hit and don't get hit. And that's what I did throughout my career. Kept myself, and I tried to, when I was in the ring, refereeing fights, I would also see the fighter taking too much punishment. I would go into the corner and talk to the fighter, tell this man, you're taking a little bit too much here. You got to show me something next round. If you don't do anything, I'm going to have to end up stopping this fight. So you give him a heads up warning, and it looks better when you go in that corner and let him know that you're concerned. And everybody will see that the fighter is getting beat up. The referee got some concern, wants to make sure it doesn't take unnecessary punishment. Then you go in and stop it. And nobody's going to complain because you gave me every opportunity. Sometimes some guys, they get a little bit out of control and they start going with the headbutts like Victor Ortiz did against Floyd Mayweather that I was refereeing. And he had started headbutting Mayweather. And that was because he was getting beat. He felt the pressure. He wanted to stop the momentum. His corner told him to jump in and start using the headbutt. That's the way to stop Mayweather. And by starting that, he ended up getting knocked out how would you say, it was a sucker punch. It was a legal sucker punch when he knocked out Ortiz. Because I told him, all right, I got time. But when I went time in, then I looked at the timekeeper to make sure he saw me. Next thing you know, Ortiz went to hug him and kiss him again for the third time. Mayweather clocked him. Joe said time in. So it would have never happened to Victor Ortiz. Nice kid. I like him. As a matter of fact, we've met several times. We had him on the show with us on ESPN Deportes when we interviewed him. And he even told us right then and there that his cornermen were the ones that told him to headbutt Mayweather. And that really made it bad for him. He said he got rid of his whole team. That's not his style of fighting. And I know Victor. Victor's a good guy. I really like him, you know. But you get out of it, like Mike Tyson. When he loses his cool, he goes crazy. People say, oh, my God, what happened there? That's what happens when you lose control or your cornerman tell you to start using fouls, to start hitting him low, use headbutts, use elbow. You know, all that kind of stuff is a no-no in boxing. And this is where sometimes the referee will get criticized for taking points or what happened to Victor Ortiz. I did everything right. The commissioner got on the air that night. And he told every merchant, you know, that this is something that these are the rules and, you know, you got to protect yourself at all times.
Yeah, I totally agree with the outcome of that Mayweather-Ortiz fight. Although some boxing fans were upset,
Yeah.
I totally agree with what you did. And
Yeah, I feel sorry for Victor Ortiz because I think he had potential to go kind of far in boxing. He could have gone a little better. But I think anybody that fights Mayweather, they either learn a lesson like Canelo Alvarez. He says it was a blessing in disguise when he fought Mayweather, Canelo did, when he says he got beat, but he learned so much in that fight, it made him a better fighter, you know? But Canelo never used any rough tactics, never got dirty. He fought a clean fight, and look at him today. He's considered one of the best fighters in today in the books. You look at the books and you read his record, he only got that one defeat. That was against Mayweather. But then again, don't forget, some of the greatest have lost 2 or 3 times in their career, like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Roberto Duran. I mean, legends in boxing have lost. Doesn't mean because you lose that you're finished. You're still a legend in boxing, like Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya. All these guys, Julio Cesar Chavez, they still go down as great legends in boxing, even though they've lost several fights. But you have to respect them for their ring mechanics. I mean, they really show that they have something to be one of the greatest. Not everybody becomes a great fighter, and not all of them end up in the Hall of Fame. Now here you got right here is the International Boxing Hall of Fame, where Felix Trinidad, Joe Calzaghe, and Oscar De La Hoya got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I happened to be there that day with ESPN, so I was able to interview them. But over here, when I got inducted into the Hall of Fame, I got inducted with Sylvester Stallone, Kazuzu, Mike Tyson, and Julio Cesar Chavez, and National Berenstein. And that was 2011. And what we're doing there, we're all showing off Hall of Fame rings, which was an honor for me to get into the Hall of Fame with these great legends.
that was 2011, right?
2011, yes.
I was
2011.
there.
Yeah, and then 2000, I think this was 2000, I think 2015 or 2014 there. That's Oscar De La Hoya, Trinidad, Calzaghe. There's Calzaghe here, Oscar, Trinidad. That's myself here, a photographer, and Carlos Narvaez. He's a reporter from Puerto Rico.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, Mike.
remember being there those weekends, and they were jam
Yeah.
packed.
Yeah, that's the day before we got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm not taking points from him and done what I had to do with Mike, but what, the guy still loves me, man. Yeah, but you know what was an honor? An honor was that night there, this night here, when Canelo Alvarez was putting the belt on me. He defended his title that night. That was my last fight. Oscar De La Hoya said, "Hey Joe, you're the champion, man. You're retiring tonight's your last night." I refereed Canelo against Josecito Lopez. Stopped him I think it was in the 4th round with a body shot. And but that was a great night, my last fight. here at the MGM Hotel in 2012. 1 year after I got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Do you miss boxing? Do you miss working those big fights?
No, I don't. I don't miss. You know what? I did 35 years, and I think I did what I had to do in boxing. I felt like I did it all. You know, I did what 100. People say I did 176 world title fights, and I did close to 1,000 professional fights in my whole career. And yeah, I'm in 4 Hall of Fames, and I can't ask for more. You know, I had the honor of doing movies with Antonio Banderas, Played to the Bone. I did one with Leslie Snipes, Undisputed. One with Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa, and one with Eddie Murphy, I Spy. So I'm honored to be involved, you know, in the movies. I did a little bit of everything. I can't complain. Now what I try to do is try to help out my colleagues out there, other referees, to get them on the right track and help them out the best I can. That's what I continue doing, talking on the air like this, just to, not that I'm trying to brag, but I want referees to see that if I did it, you can do it too. Because I know better than anybody else out there. I just try harder. That's all. I try harder everything I do in life.
You know, I think a lot of boxing fans don't realize what a tough job it is to be a referee.
It's not easy, buddy. It's a tough job, but you got to do what you got to do to stay active and make sure you try to do the best you can in that ring. Main thing is to protect the fighters, enforce the rules, but protect the fighters from taking unnecessary punishment. And that's the most important job of a referee. And I think that working with my colleagues today, you know, just helping them, giving them good advice. They always call me to see how I'm doing and whatnot, but I'm always giving them good pointers. I watch all the fights, constantly watching all the fights to make sure that these, you know, referees are doing their job the way they're supposed to. Because if they make a mistake, they'll call me, or they always call me to find out what I think about their performance. Or if they did a mistake, I say, hey, buddy, no big deal. I've made mistakes throughout my career. We're human, and we just got to keep going forward. Don't ever look back. Look forward and get ready for the next fight. You learn from that fight, or you learn from watching other referees make mistakes. Learn from them, but keep going forward, you know? And that's what makes you a better referee. Now, there was a great referee here, Arthur McCanty. Arthur McCanty Sr., right there. He was, to me, he was the dean of all referees. He was a great referee. Larry Hazard was a great referee. Carlos Padilla, you know, Arthur McCanty, though, he did a great job. Zach Clayton was one of the most best referees out there. I learned a lot from Zach Clayton. He taught me a lot of moves. He used to tell me, Joe, I want you to be like a cat in the ring. Those were his words. He used to play for the Harlem Globetrotters, so he had good ring mechanics. He could move around that ring real good, like if he was playing basketball. So that's why he told me, Joe, move around, keep yourself moving, you know. Tap him on the elbow. Don't be breaking him all the time, physically breaking. Just hit him, tap him on the elbow. Come on, get his arms out, get him out, and keep the flow of the action going. And that's what makes you a better referee. You listen to some of the veterans out there. Don't think that you're the best. You know, just try hard so you can be on top with a group of the best out there. And I'm glad that I was able to make it with some of the great referees of all times.
You know, speaking of Mike Tyson, how did it feel to work his fights? And were you ever afraid of getting hit by accident by a big punch?
Well, you know,
Mike Tyson?
you can't go into the ring thinking that you're going to get hit. You know, you got to be careful. You know, I always tell referees, if you give your commands, loud commands from the outside before you step in, fighters will listen. If you come in without to giving them a warning, let's say you say break, you know, from the outside, then you come in. But some referees, they come in, they say break, or they come in, they're going to get hit. I've seen it happen many times. So referees, don't go in unless you yell your command from the outside. But let the referees know, let the fighters know that when I say break, I want you to break clean. If you hit on a break, it can cost you points or you may be disqualified. So they understand that they have to break on your command, you know, and this way it'll avoid you from getting hit. All those years I refereed 35, I never got hit with a punch in the face. I got hit in the leg one time, in the leg, can you imagine? But it was Mike Tyson. He was throwing a punch. He was trying to throw a last punch, and the guy was going down. The guy was going down towards the ropes. He was going towards the rope, and Mike threw one last punch. I jumped in to protect the fighter, and I caught a punch on the leg, on the thigh. That's the only time I
Uh,
really got hit. I said, damn, I felt something in my leg. Next day I looked at my leg was black and blue. That was Mike Tyson's punch. Good thing he didn't catch me on the face with that punch. Yeah,
Mike Tyson was sure wild. He was a
yeah,
wild one.
yeah. You know, he goes on in boxing as one of the great ones. You know, no matter the losses that he had or the ear bite or whatever, he still goes on as one of the greatest of all times. Well, I tell you, Roberto Duran, I ran Barkley. Roberto Duran was a great fighter. I refereed him about 4 times. And but when he won the middleweight championship at the age of, I believe he was 35, when he won the championship from Iran Barkley, not only did he beat Barkley, but he put Barkley down in the 11th round. It was a great fight. Julio Cesar Chavez was definitely one of the great ones. George Foreman, when he knocked out Michael Moore for the heavyweight championship of the world, of which I was the referee, that was another good, memorable fight. And I never got to referee Muhammad Ali. It was just, when he was retiring, I was just starting out. But Julio Cesar Chavez, right there, one of the great ones of all times. Yeah, we got inducted together there in 2013 into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. And it was a great, great, great memories of these fighters like Chavez. And here's some of my memorabilia, my trophy case here,
Wow.
some of my belts, and
Amazing.
those shoes belong to Willie Pep. They're signed by Willie Pep and Sandy Sadler. Old shoes. Yeah. Yeah. Felix Street has boxing glove signed there.
Wow.
Bob Sheridan, Colonel Bob Sheridan, Hall of Fame in 2016. Michael Spinks. You got Leon Spinks. You got Leon Spinks here.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Yeah. Oh, I saw his wife today. Yeah. Yeah. And these are all just some of the memorabilia I collected throughout the years. Got something with some presidents. I'm not into no political party per se. I'm with President Bush, President Clinton, and got a glove signed there by President Bush. And here's my buddy Tony the Tiger Lopez.
Wow.
One of my dear friends passed away. Rest in peace, Marvin Hagler.
A great, an
Yeah,
all-time
Marvin.
great.
Yeah, Marvin Hagler was one of the great ones. Yeah,
One of the
definitely.
four kings.
And there's Tommy Hearns.
Another king.
Yeah. Yeah. There's David Tua against Lennox Lewis.
A fight that I thought David Tua was going to win.
Yeah. He stays in touch with me still. Duran there when he beat Barkley. And yes, Duran there, a couple of punches after that, I stopped it. William Jobby taking the championship from Roberto Duran.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but this here he is, the great one, Muhammad Ali.
Amazing.
Fernando Vargas, Ike Cortez. And let's not forget about Danny Little Red Lopez. I never refereed him, but he's a good friend. He's an older guy now, but he's okay. He's doing okay.